Bill Johnson, thanks very much for hanging on. We've had a little electricity problem, as you might
That's
imagine.
no problem. We had storms go through eastern and southeastern Ohio. We got hundreds of thousands of people without power around here, so we're familiar with electricity problems. So that's no problem at all.
Well, great. I'm glad you hung on. Appreciate your time, sir. And just to again introduce you as a 26-year veteran of the United States Air Force, an honors graduate, master's degree, and a sterling business career as well, all put aside in 2010 for the run for Congress, and we appreciate your being there and being a leader. I wanted to talk to you today about the fracking situation, because states that are hard hit, like Ohio and many others, by this recession and by the continued recession, have found in many places that they can come out of it by the resource development, particularly applying the new technology, hydraulic fracturing, which is called fracking in the press for short, a method that allows a lot more gas and oil to be recovered. And a lot of communities in Pennsylvania, North Dakota, a whole bunch of other places, Ohio itself, are reaping some very big job benefits as a result of this. But of course, there's a very big backlash from the environmentalist community, which makes all kinds of problems for the proponents of fracking. You're trying to do something about this, sir, and I know we're going to get interrupted here by these electricity problems, but let's see if we can get you to tell us, what can we do to help get this technology applied everywhere?
Well, we've got to keep the EPA from inserting itself into a process that's already working very, very well. Here along the Ohio River, eastern and southeastern Ohio, we're sitting on what many experts believe is the world's largest reservoir of natural gas and oil. And the Ohio Department of Natural Resources and the Department of the EPA here in Ohio have been regulating the oil and gas industry since 1965. And they've got a stellar record. I mean, even the EPA administrator herself, Lisa Jackson in Washington, D.C., has acknowledged that in over 1 million fracking operations, 60-plus years of experience doing this across the nation, there has not been one proven instance where we've seen fracking contaminate the water supply. And yet, time after time, day after day, you have the environmentalists and the liberals from the left that do not want us to tap into our own natural resources, trying to frighten people that we're going to poison their water. And nothing could be further from the truth.
Bill Johnson with us, Congressman from the 6th District in Ohio, rural area, grew up on a farm out there. A lot of those farmers who have been facing hard times in a variety of ways now find themselves getting big checks because some of this oil drilling and some of this natural gas exploration is working out well for them. How big of an issue is this in the economy locally in your district?
It's a huge, huge issue. I mean, we are seeing jobs created right and left around this energy boom that is taking place. And I want to make sure I note this is occurring not because of the president's policies, Roger. It's occurring in spite of the president's policies. These are wells that are being drilled on private lands because if you remember, last year, drilling decreased by 11% on federal lands, and today you can hardly even get a permit to drill on federal lands between the all-out attack of the administration against going after our own natural resources. But I'm seeing jobs created. I'm seeing young people down at Marietta College. My goodness, we've got people lining up at the gate to get into the petroleum engineering program there. They don't even have enough space to handle all the students. There's a growing level of optimism here around American exceptionalism, and it's spurred on by this idea of harvesting natural gas. And, it's shameful what the administration is doing in trying to send the EPA to try and stop it.
Ohio Congressman Bill Johnson with us from District 6 in Ohio. And I just, Congressman, I find this inexplicable. Everything I've been able to read, and I'm no expert on this stuff, but everything I've been able to find to read indicates that you're drilling for to inject the water and the chemicals down into this shale rock, down 800, 2,000 feet. You're way down there, where a lot of the water table in the farming communities and so forth, where wells are prevalent, are in the neighborhood of 50 to 200 feet.
Oh, it's even much lower than that, Roger. It's down to a mile deep into the earth where this fracking operation takes place. And look, here's another point. You know, when we decided to go to the moon, when President Kennedy launched us on our moon race, we saw such innovation come out of that era of the space age. When America gets presented with a challenge, we step up to the plate and we solve the problems. There are already technologies being developed that would eliminate the need to use water or fluids at all in the fracking process. I talked to a company just a couple of weeks ago. If we could stop the EPA from being a barrier to progress and work in concert with America's industries and businesses, we would solve these problems. We would make America energy independent and secure, and we would see America get put back to work.
Congressman Bill Johnson, I'm afraid, sir, that we're going to have a change of administration to realize those goals.
Oh, I believe you there, and you know that's what this November 6th is all about.
I think so too. Congressman, thanks so much for being patient with us. I appreciate your being on. Bill Johnson from Ohio. We're going to take a break. I'm Roger Hedgecock. Back after this.